Hi everyone, welcome to another day of hashtag the 100 Day Project. I'm Barb of Junk Journaling Barbies, and today we're going to be making stamps. Yep, just as the title implied, but the stamps are just going to be like, kind of look like real stamps, but in a way our own personal touches how you like your stamps to be. So you can make them large if you'd like. I have some versions of large ones. I have some smaller ones. Those are tall. It just depends on the picture or the sticker or the washi or whichever. See, this is the small one I have, or whatever you're using, what it depends on. So let's talk about what you need first in order to make them the way I have. And of course you could put your own spin on it. So I think I have about 60 60 stamps in here, and you'll see how easy and fast they will be to make. All right, here are just some of the items that I'm going to recommend. You can of course have way more than you'd like. So I just took pictures, so I have some pieces of some things that I printed off my computer, some digikits. I have some stamps from from when you get mail. You could rip up some paper that has maybe some squares or circles or things, and you can make them this large, or you could cut them in half or in fours or whatever you like. Also, I used some of them, I use some washi that has photos on it. These have little dogs, these have just little pictures. Okay, and these have socks on them. There's another one that has cats. So whatever washi has, it could be anything. It could be flowers, it could be a whole roll of the same pattern all the way through, whatever you have on hand. Even some images that you've stamped that you don't know what else to do with, throw them in on this project. It's the perfect way to use up them scraps. Okay, so also what you'll need, and you don't need, if you'd like to use some ink, it doesn't have to be Tim Holtz Distress ink at all. It can be any kind of ink. It could be shoe polish, it can be a marker, it can be water paint, it can be anything, or it could be none at all. You don't have to use that at all. You can use some form of paper in the background. I have coffee dyed or tea stained papers, but you can use just brown, you could use craft, you can use white, you could use white and ink it if you like, whatever you like to do. So the paper, and then you will need, especially if you want those marks from postage. So I have some stamps that look like they're out of the postage era, like I'm talking like it's past tense or something. I think I used on a couple of them. I used this one that's here, right there, and I used the lines. I think those are the two that I used mostly, and oh yes, I see I used this one as well. So I'll put those over there, and that's the ones I'm going to use. You can also just use a stamp to make the background also, and just in different colors if you want. And then you will need, of course, some whatever glue you choose. I would not recommend glue stick unless it's permanent, because it'll eventually just pull apart from the paper, and you don't want to be wasting your time making beautiful things and having them fall apart on you. So anything that's a good quality glue, even white glue will be fine for quite a while. It sticks much better than the white glue. You're going to need some ink if you're doing stamping, so whatever ink. This one's permanent ink, and I've got black. You're going to need some scissors to cut them out, or you can use, I've got some Frisker's stamp scissors, so they have the stamping trim. Or if you don't have that, you can use a ruler that has some waves on it, so when you rip it, it has this pattern. Or you can use just a regular ruler and flat ruler and pull the paper up, and you get a nice little trim on that as well. And I think that's it. Let's get started. Now, anything extra, like I said, you can totally do. Like if you wanted a watercolor crayon or Stabilo aquarelle to go around to make it black and smudge, that's perfectly fine. And in that case, you'll need something, your finger or a Q-tip with some water in your hand, and then dip and then go around. Okay, so I've already started one. So on the same paper as I have here, and I had used some of my just plain little pictures that I have here. As I said, you could cut up magazine pictures, anything you like. I'm not going to fill this whole page because I'm not going to bore you with sitting watching me glue on 100 pictures and cut them all out. I figured I would just do a bit and you would get the idea of what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to use my Frisker scissors. I'm going to need my ink, which is as I said, this is a archival ink. And then I'm going to use those stamps that I had shown you. And what else did I use? I always like to look back at what I did, because some of them I did things differently. So I'm going to just take out a couple that I did just to remember what I had did on them. Okay, so it's kind of like my inspiration here. There are those there. Okay, so first off, what I wanted to do, I don't want to cut anything out. I wanted to do all my stamping after it's glued on. So I glued them just randomly wherever. I used my Elena Fabric Fusion. I have diamond, I have a bunch of different glues. I just haven't got them in their bottles or anything yet, so I need to get on that. I did that, and the bottle, where is it? I've Gorilla Fabric Glue, Eileen's Fabric Glue, Eileen's Tacky Glue. I have the diamond stuff. Oh my goodness, I have so many. Well, this art glitter glue, that's what I meant. I've got the, whoa, I'm throwing things around here, guys. Yes, I have a whole bunch of different beautiful glues, and whatever you have is just use whatever you have. Okay, so I'm going to then, since I've glued them all on, that one's up a little bit, doesn't really matter. I do have stamp blocks, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I just thought of. My lid for my stamper is just an acrylic lid. So I'm going to just take my stamp and I'm going to just put it on my lid. How's that? I don't even have to go digging for my stamp lid. And I'm just going to dab. I'm not going to go around so I get the corners, because I don't want the corners to show up. So on each stamp, I'm just going to go like this between the two so that there's lines on each side. If you get what I mean. I'm sorry if you don't. That's me. I don't know which side these normally go on. Sometimes I'll put them on one side, sometimes on the bottom. I'll just, yeah, just randomly there. That looks good. Oh, that top one. Sometimes I go overboard. Okay, so that one I did. And oh, that stamp is just a wavy line stamp. And then this one's just like a northeast southwest. That's not even as nice as some of the ones that I have here. I have one that has an airplane and like an airmail, and it has a trail right on it, but I wanted to show you if you have separate stamps. So I do the same with this one. You could use different colors. You can go wherever you like on your picture, because the whole thing's not going to show. Like what I have here is not going to be in the stamp. So I don't care for having my whole on the whole entire photo, but you can do whatever you like to see. All right, so that is that part. And you can take out scissors if you like and just cut around and then use fancy scissors, or then use your ruler, whatever way you choose. But for time's sake, I'm just going to use my Frisker's scissors. And how I do it is I go, for the bumps, I go as close to the bumps to the paper as I can. All right, so I'm just going to do this one row. So I'm not going to show all 6, me doing all 6, but then you'll get the idea of all of these. So, well, I guess I should have put them more even. You'll see why, because there's going to be so much trim around it. I guess I should have just used my regular scissors. So learn from my mistakes, just like I've been saying all this time. Learn from my mistakes, and yeah, and then you don't have to make the mistake yourself. There, I'm going to trim it down. So I should have just used my regular scissors. So there's one, and here's my next one. I'm going as close to the paper without those dots going onto the paper and cutting the paper, because I want it to look like this background color, the brown, is the envelope part that you tore off of the envelope. All right, and you could leave more brown if you want more brown showing. These ones seems like they need a little bit of sharpening. A little tip, what I heard, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but you can try it. A little tip, if they're dull, to snip a few times on some tin foil, and supposedly it sharpens them. Not sure how that works, but if it even works at all, you may try it if you like. You could also keep these little scraps too for future. Now the last thing you decide on, if you want to ink around the edges, and if you do, what color you want to ink, or this is when you can use your watercolor pencil and just go around the outside. I'll show you this part real quick. Go around the outside. This one's just a Crayola watercolor pencil, nothing fancy. It literally just, I color on, I spritz a little bit of water in my hand, okay, and then I dab my Q-tip to make sure it gets nice and wet there. Oh, look, there's more down there. And I just go along the black of the pencilgram, and the ink just blends so nicely. There's that one. Okay, the next one I will ink. You can ink with a brush, which I'll do with this one, and I won't do it too much, because I know a lot of people don't like watching the inking process. It's pretty basic. Or how I did the other ones, I didn't even have the brushes at that time. I was so new. All I did was I took the stamp pad and I just went like this. That's what I did. There we go. Yep, that's all I did. And I found it looked so nice because you can see how dark it is around the edges compared to how light it is around the edges for there. Now you might like the darker, you might like the lighter. That way there's so many options. I'm getting everything wet right now. So yeah, it just depends on the colors, designs, how small. You could even cut these in half, but that would be silly. You would have legs and a top part, but you can cut that in half, and then it could have just had her upper torso. You could cut some of her hat off, things like that. But like I just used some stickers with this one, a sticker with this one. Yep, and some digi kit kind of things that I just found online. Yep, and printed them out. So whatever you like to do, and yeah, I just had fun making and trying to figure out what everybody might like to see. A nice quick project that literally took me 15 minutes to gather everything and make the project itself. So I hope you enjoyed this, got some ideas. You can make, with these, you'd be able just to put them in the corner to mail something, not where the stamp goes, but in another corner just for fun. Or you can make bookmarks. You could use them on master boards, randomly on master boards, cards when you just hand a card to somebody and just put a stamp on the corner of the card to make it look all official, like you did send it through the mail. Yeah, there's so many ideas. Maybe I'll do a video one day of all the ideas you can use with stamps. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.